You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
Low, 6 flow, blue rag lopes, shave head creased up, sporting flat nose. The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? Low, 6 flow, blue rag lopes, shave head creased up, sporting flat nose. The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? Gang capital in Cali, we some animals. No remorse and no mercy, just like cannibals. So play your cards right, and that was picture cantaloupe. And we'll hit you anywhere just like catapults. Es un desmadre, but forever I'll hold down the throne. We were raised, homie, brought up to be real lokes. When we were raised, brought up, homie, to be real lokes. When we were raised, brought up, homie, to be real lokes. Low, 6 flow.
G-File.
Now, starting off right here with the Del High neighborhood right here. It's the oldest, deep, old school. You know what I mean? This neighborhood already been around for cool minute. You know, I was told since the 50s. You know what I'm saying? This neighborhood is one of the neighborhoods that law enforcement definitely has a hard time containing. You know, with they made the news several times with all the racketeering, and you already know the shebang. You know, drug sale, arms sale, the works. So this hood definitely is well known. They definitely keep it active. They run all of what's known as Del High. You could even catch them posted at the Del High Park. So their neighborhood's what's between Warner and um, what's the name? Russella Street. I think that's the name of that street where they're at. Um, but the whole Delhi area, they're known as Los Aces. That's the clique that they're known for. So the ace, like the deck of cards. So is the ultimate hand. You know what I mean? Can't beat that hand. Then this neighborhood definitely be putting in work and you know going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods right there and just kicking it off. They definitely keep it active, homie. This is one neighborhood that these fools ain't playing, homie. They definitely they put in their work and they got the reputation well respected right there. And shout out to the homie Villain from Delhi and all the homies from Delhi that be right there representing. Also, right here in Santa Ana, you have the Little Hood gang, Little Hood, LH, not to be confused with Logan Heights or Little Hill or none of those. Little Hood, it's a neighborhood right here in Santa Ana. Been right here for a cool minute too. Roughly not as large as the rest of the neighborhoods, but nonetheless, um, they're right there representing for their hood, and putting on the map. As a matter of fact, it's the hood that the rapper Lefty from West Side Cartel, that's the hood that he's from. And he gets down in rapping. I mean, he has skills. You guys should check out his music. Definitely, homie, definitely has skills and putting the vital little hood on the map. Now here we have the Santa Ana Evil Kids, EK13. Now there's an EK in Los Angeles, but this is a different one. That one stands for Evil Clan. This is Evil Kids. So two different neighborhoods have nothing to do with each other. But it's funny because both of them were tagging crews that became neighborhoods. So that's kind of ironic right there. Now EK right here is close to River Park by there was known now as the Eden Park Boys. I know that was its own neighborhood in itself, but just died out. They pretty much became was known as the Eden Park Boys. That would be the EK neighborhood now. Right there representing, they're not as large as these other neighborhoods because they're not that old school. But nonetheless, man, they still be right there holding it down and representing for their neighborhood and putting it on the map for those, evil kids. And here we also have the 9th Street neighborhood, the 93 Locos. Um, they're right there on the borderline of Santa Ana and Garden Grove, right there on 9th, obviously. Small neighborhood, you really don't see them up as much no more, because they were always a small neighborhood. Don't really have a large territory, so, it made it limited with all the other neighborhoods around, much larger and so many neighborhoods jam packed right there in that area. Makes it difficult for recruitment and all that, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, that's what the 9th Street neighborhood is, right there representing, for the 9-3, and putting it on the map right there. Now, also in the OC, you got Dogtown, what's known as Los Perros. Obviously, the dogs, the Dogtown. Same one from Los Angeles, and Riverside and San Bernardino and all that same Dogtown. They're, like I said, they're one of the first neighborhoods. They're old school, so like they'll have members that move different locations, start recruitment. So Dogtown in itself is an old school neighborhood and a large neighborhood in itself. So you know they definitely are, you know, all over the damn place too. Like kind of like MS and 18 in Florence, Temple. Several neighborhoods that are like that. Dogtown's one of them. But right here in the OC, you in Santa Ana, you'll catch them right there. What's between Diamond and Golden West. So in those outskirts is where you'll catch the Dogtown neighborhood. Los Perros right there running amok. Going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods. You could also sometimes post. They'll be posted at the um, Jerome Park. I think is the name of that park. That's right there. They'll be posted right there too, and that's what's up with the Dogtown neighborhood right there, holding it down for their area and representing right there. Now here you have Wicked Ones, Los Wicked Ones neighborhood. Um, their neighborhood is what's where Fairview and Townley. So everything that's between Fairview and Townley, the two main boulevards. So in the middle is where you'll catch them roaming around and doing their thing. You know what I mean? They're known as Los Villains. That's the clique that they're known as, and not to be confused with Los Wickeds. Wicked Ones is two different things. Now, Wicked Ones, I can't confirm if it's a neighborhood, but that's what they write. That's what they say because it used to be WSC, West Side Crew, and all that. But now they say, Wicked Ones, but you know, I can't confirm that, but that's what they be saying. That's what they write, and you know, that's what it is. But they still right there representing, and you definitely hear about them, and they keep it active. So, the villains right there putting it on the map. Now here you have also Evergreen Locotes neighborhood. So the Locotes neighborhood, not to be confused with the Evergreen in LA, two different neighborhoods, have nothing to do with each other. It just happens that have the same beginning name, but these are just right at Locotes. You'll see it Locotes up more than you'll see it Evergreen Locotes. Um, but yeah, the Locotes is right here. Now their neighborhood is what's in the middle of Evergreen and Stanford. Um, and Cedar. So in between those streets is where you'll catch them roaming around. They stay very, very close to um, the Ace, the Aces neighborhood. You know what I mean? So there's definitely heavy beef between right there between those two neighborhoods. Definitely bad blood. They definitely don't like each other. You see the activity, between both neighborhoods. Like it be cracking. Like you know, you definitely see the activity by these guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's Evergreen Locotes. Old school neighborhood, large, and putting in work and definitely putting on the map. You could even catch them posted right there at the Madison Park, and yeah, they be doing their thing right there. Here we have the SCN neighborhood. Used to be a tank crew, but now they write Sycamore Street. It's a street, that's right there. It's roughly small neighborhood. Just in that area where that street's at. Like they're roughly new. Used to be a crew, so don't really have numbers on them. And I can't confirm if it's a neighborhood, but that's what they write. That's what they say. And but yeah, that's what's up with that. And they're right there representing. Now here you also have Central Mortal Street, not to be confused with Westside Mortal Street. Two different neighborhoods. This is Central Mortal Locos. Different neighborhoods. No relation, whatever. It's just that they're both in Mortal. But they're on the west side. These are on the central. So their neighborhood is what's in the middle of Daisy and Bristol. Is where you'll find the Central Mortal neighborhood. Old school neighborhood, large. Uh, Going at it with the surrounding neighborhoods, like I said, it's jam packed full of neighborhoods right there. So it'd be cracking right there. It be popping. Definitely get it active. So this neighborhood is one neighborhood that you definitely hear about, and hey, they be doing their thing, man. They got their riders right there representing. Shout out to the homie Turtle from Central Mortal, and hey, shout out to all the homies from Central Mortal that be representing. Uh, Also, right here you have Sullivan Street. Sullivan is the street roughly a lot of activity in that area where the Golden West neighborhood and all that's at. With so many different neighborhoods jam packed right there in that area. That area is pretty rough and rugged. You know what I'm saying? Fighting for territory. Because other neighborhoods are so close together. Makes recruitment difficult, and a lot of altercations and interaction between the neighborhoods that it be popping. Because it seems like there's some heavy beef between them and Golden West. But Solomon Street is a small neighborhood, because they don't really have that long being around, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, they right there, doing their thing. They're known as Los Vagos. That's the clique that they're known for. Hey, but they right there representing and going at it and, hey, holding their own and putting it on the map. Here also you have LWR, which stands for Los Wicked Rifa. You can find Los Wicked Rifa right there already by Tustin. So they'll be in between what's William Street and Tustin Village. So between those two boulevards, everything in the middle is what's considered their neighborhood. Pretty large neighborhood. Now I do know for sure that this used to be a crew that became a neighborhood. They're roughly small. Because they don't have that long being in the neighborhood. But nonetheless, man, they definitely be putting it on the map and holding their own and going at it with, everybody. Hey, they don't let themselves. They ain't no pushovers. You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie Espanto and Ghost. From LWR, Firme Vatos, that's La Wicked Raza, Los Wicked Rifa, holding it down right there, putting it on the map. Here you also have Leon Street. Leon Street, pretty old school neighbors in the 70s, going at it with Los Crooks and Los Wickeds. They definitely be right there fighting for territory. Now, Leon Street is known as the last Ciders because they consider themselves the last hood in Santa Ana before entering, Tustin, whatever. So it's the last Ciders, roughly small. Their neighborhood is was Chestnut and Grant, so everything in the middle is what's considered their neighborhood. And hey, even though they're smaller, not as large as their counterparts, definitely be putting in work and holding their own.